Alright traders, I want to take time to show you a Kumo Breakout trade example. Yesterday we looked at, when I showed you Kumo Breakout trading, I was looking at this breakout right here for the price to break above this level here. Now you see this support and resistance right here. Well, it's resistance right now. So you see this line right here. This is resistance for the pair. So what you would have done, what we should have done is just, we got this line here and we got to be aware of that. So that line is going to be resistance for the pair. Well, the pair came up, bounced off of that, so it didn't break the Kumo, and the Kumo resistance held because it broke through the first resistance line, which would have been, it broke through the first level of resistance, which would have been right here at the bottom of the Kumo, and then it came up, and then it couldn't break the second level and it got pushed down. Now keep in mind, this is not a Kumo break just because it comes off of the side and outside of the cloud. It has to go up through the top of the cloud. Price has to continue going up and continue going down, whichever direction your break is. Well, anyway, yesterday what happened, this didn't take effect, so this wasn't a breakout, but it was actually a fake out, and then it came down here and it bounced off of the bottom of this support level here, and you could have said, okay, well maybe we're going to go the other way again. Maybe it just pulled back and bounced off. Okay, but then again the market came down, closed below this. Now this is a support level right here, so it closed below that support level, and then the next candle tested that support level and then came down. And then I was right here last night and I went to bed. And then what happened, the next candle, I said that we'll see what happens here, because the market was in a little consolidation phase right here, so I didn't know what it was going to do. And then what we would look for is for this breakout right here. As you see, it broke out right here, and you would have got in on this candle, and today you would have made a lot of money, a lot of pips. If you just followed this, right now you'd be in this trade for $177. You would have gotten this trade last night and right now. So what's it? It'd have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, 178 pips. Not too bad. Okay, that's the breakout trade with the Ichimoku. Okay, I want to do one more thing here. I want to show you how to really trade the breakout with all the components, because I feel like I'm not justifying it by not showing you with all the components of the Ichimoku system. I don't trade with all the components. I use the way that I just showed you there, but I'm going to show you all of it. Solid line here, and our dashed line here for the Chiku. And now we have all the components. Okay, so now what you would look at if you're looking at the breakout, you might have knew this one might not happen for you, because if you go back 26 periods and look at the Chiku span, okay, we had the TK cross with your Tenkan-sen and your Kijun. All right, but the thing about it, don't think about this being weak signal or not, because if you're gonna get a breakout of the Kumo, most of the time it's gonna happen below here, because it has to happen below here, because price is gonna be breaking above the cloud, and you're not gonna have your Tenkan-sen or your Kijun-sen up above the cloud when this happens. So it won't, or else it won't be a breakout. It'll be just a regular TK cross. So usually you're just gonna look at to see if you have a cross. Is it a bullish or bearish cross? And this right here is a bullish cross, so you're going long. So right now we would have been thinking long. Okay, but then we would have had to look at the Chiku span as our filter to see if we can get in the trade. Now, yeah, we're above price, so that's bullish, being above price. But the thing is, this is 26 periods right here. Okay, but the thing is, we want to break through this cloud also. because if we don't break through the cloud, we may be coming back. And Chiku Span didn't even make an effort to get through the cloud, and it just turned this thing around. Okay, so right here we were inside of price, and this is where you had that little consolidation, and then it got outside of price and got down below here, and this is where you got in, and this is where Chiku Span was. It was telling you good trade, and sure enough, it's a good trade. Now you stay in this trade, take some off the table if you were in this trade, and save some profit or whatever, but our plan is to stay in the trade until price comes back to the other side of this Kijun Sen. All right, so you want to wait till price comes back on the other side if it closes on the other side of the Kijun. And be smart with your trade. You know, if you see something, maybe some news or something may affect this, so you want to look and see if there's any news and that can make this all of a sudden go right past that. Those are things you look at and look for and make sure they don't happen to you. Okay, so that's the trade with using all the components of the Ichimoku. So you look for your TK cross as usual, the TK cross like we explained before in the other videos, and you're just going to want a bearish cross or a bullish cross. In this case, it was looking long, so we wanted the bullish cross. Okay, and then we looked at our Chiku Span. That one didn't work out. Chiku Span told us, hey, I got to get through this cloud, could you hold on for a minute? So it didn't take that one, and it came back this way. So when we took this one, we got our cross. Your cross happened like right here, so you could have made this instead. You could have gotten to this as a TK cross, but I like more confirmation, so the confirmation is getting through the cloud. So we got through the cloud. That's why we call this a Kumo Breakout. So you got your TK cross. Now you waited for your Kumo Breakout, and you wanted to see where your Chiku Span was, and your Chiku Span was below price and below the cloud. There was nothing stopping Chiku from running, and your Chiku ran, and your price ran, and your pips ran. Okay, I didn't get in the trade. I wish I did. I don't like to get in the trade. I have to make sure I get in the trade on my marks where I'm supposed to get in. The only way I would get in this trade now is if it retraced back up and touched this Chiku, this Kijun. So if price came back up and touched the Kijun, then started to come back down, yeah, I would get in if it didn't cross on the other side of the Kijun, because I would know that there's probably more downside. Okay, and another thing, let's look at this on the daily. You could wait for the end of this if you're going to trade the daily chart. I mean, traders don't like to get in these long, after a breakout you want to try to get in as close as you can, but now you're getting in way down here, and that's almost 100 and something pips. So you have to, yeah, that's like 126, and plus you'll have to count for, well, if you got in right here, you will put your stop a little bit above this Kijun right here, so you're giving up 120 something pips. So at the end of the day, when this closes, you want to get in here long. I mean, not long, excuse me, you want to get in here short. But this looks like it could be running short for a while, because based on what I see here, this flattened out, your trend got weak, and now price is starting to revert. Now it could do a pullback after maybe it'll come down here, touch this, make a double bottom right here, and then it'll reverse, maybe do a pullback, maybe back to the cloud. We'll have to do our fib numbers and see where it would be, and then usually the cloud is like the 50% mark, and then we'll pull this back down. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here, but I think a number that I would shoot for right off is right here. But if you want to follow your rules also and watch the Kijun, and once you see this going, you're not going to get back out until it crosses the other side of Kijun. But you want to still make sure you get your profit, because if you're getting in right here, and for some reason if it doesn't go and Kijun stays flat, maybe comes down a little and stays flat, and then price comes back above it, you'll lose all your profit if it did come down here and come back up. So you got to trade wisely. You got to take a little off the table, but follow the rules. You want to wait till this is your exit signal, when it gets down here and price comes back above it. Okay, I think basically that's it. That's a good trade right there. But the way I do it, I take these two off the table. I take that Chiku out, and I take that Tinkinson out. But now I showed you the proper way to do it. Now you guys can decide if you want to do it the way that I do it, or even do it your way. Maybe add something else for more confirmation, or whatever. But the Ichimoku system itself has all that you need. You don't really need anything else. It gives you all the indications that you need. It gives you support levels, resistance levels, fib numbers are involved in there. It gives you exit signals, entry signals. It gives you take profit targets, everything. So you don't really have to put anything else in this system. Okay, so that's the Kumo break that I missed, that I'm crying over right now. So I'll have to wait and look for something else. All right, traders. Thank you, and hope I'm helping you. And God bless.